All right, we did it. We got to the end of this franchise. Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toymaker from 1991. Let's recap real quick from where we started. We started with a traumatized kid who grew up to be a Santa Claus killer. Then we moved on to stories of garbage day massacres, terribly told by his brother. Then we had a psychic battle between some random chick and aforementioned younger brother after reconstructive surgery to look like Bill Moseley with the brain exposed and all that. Then we moved on to a coven or cult that are trying to infect this woman and have a ritual to their god on Christmas Eve using a bunch of bug creatures and having nothing to do with anything prior in the series. And now we have Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toymaker, where Mickey Rooney stars as Joe Petto. Let me clarify that for algorithms all over the place. Petto. Petto. Joe Petto, not the other word, which ironically, Mickey Rooney was outspoken about the first movie, saying it was sick and it should be pulled from theaters. And then he goes and stars in this movie, which is probably the most twisted one out of all of them. But I gotta say, after enjoying Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 on the rewatch, more than I ever really have, it's still not a good movie for the most part, but it's fun and enjoyable. I think this might be the best sequel. It's still not a good film, but it's fun. And we have Brian Usna didn't direct this, but he produced it and co-wrote it, and we have Screaming Mad George again returning from the fourth movie to do the effects for this film, which I did not know they shot these back to back. And that's why they have a lot of the same cast and crew. We have Clint Howard, who shows up for like a brief little appearance just to connect this movie to the fourth film, even though there's no real connection, just his character. But if you haven't seen this, brief synopsis, you have this kid Derek, right? He ends up seeing his father killed by a Christmas toy on Christmas, and it fucks him up severely. Just like every character is traumatized at some point in their childhood in this entire series. So Derek's mother, Sarah, tries to make him feel better leading up to Christmas and takes him to Petto's toy store, where we meet Joe Petto and his weird son, Pino, which there's so many Pinocchio parallels and vibes to this film, with Pino obviously being Pinocchio and Joe Petto is Geppetto. It's so Pinocchio and it's so on the nose, pun intended, that it's charming. And then people start dying in the town from these toys that Joe Petto, the toy maker, makes. And they start killing these people in pretty inventive ways. And that's another fun part of this movie. You have Screaming Mad George doing his usual thing with great effects. They had to throw in bugs again for some fucking reason, like with every Brian Usna production, where the black guy's driving the car and there's a bug toy and it crawls into his mouth and then his eye pops out and it comes out of his eye socket. That looks really cool. Then he flips his car and explodes. The really awkward sex scene between the two characters, and then all the toys start coming to life, and the army tank shoots this bitch in the chest like 3 times, and this other dangerous toy with like razor blades that spin around crawls up this guy and just massacres him. All of it's really fun, but don't get me wrong, just like the last movie, equally as stupid throughout the entire film. And then we have such a weird, disturbing twist, but the guy who plays Pino, he does a really good job. He's disturbing at the end of this movie. Pino is an android created by Joe Petto because his actual son died, I think like right after he was born. So he created Pino, and Pino hates his father and wants an actual family. and he wants to take Derek's place, basically. He wants Sarah to be his mother and his lover at the same time. A real fucked up line that he says at the end. This movie is so weird, but it really is fun. If you're in the right mind state and you're in the mood for just a ridiculous, over-the-top Christmas movie, this might be the best sequel in the series, like I said. But still not a good movie. So, Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toymaker, that's the end of this franchise. Except it's not, because we just got the remake. Hopefully I'll see that soon and have a review out for that.